Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, and this today is a video that is a direct response to Daisy Ridley. Recently, I saw she gave a statement to Star Wars fans. Criticize Star Wars all you want, just don't be vicious about it, basically. Daisy Ridley, this is going to be directly to you until the outro. I agree with you 100%. We should not be vicious in our critiquing of Star Wars. Many people have become very toxic over the last few years since Episode 8 has come out. But I want you to understand very clearly, Disney is not innocent in this. The director of Episode 8, the man you worked for, Rian Johnson, as you probably know, but if you do not, pay close attention, please. He called fans who did not like his movie man babies. Another person, I believe it was Pablo Hidalgo, who works for Lucasfilm, said that people who don't like the new trilogy are nothing but cousin-humping basement dwellers. Kathleen Kennedy, the boss of Lucasfilm, back when George Lucas was just selling it, was in the interview with George Lucas when he was handing it off, saying that I had my own thoughts on Episode 9, or 7, 8, 9, the new trilogy, and notes and whatnot. There are books, there are comics, there are games that that they all can draw on to make Star Wars a wonderful thing. In 2017, Kathleen Kennedy came out and outright lied. She said that she received no notes, no game, or there was no property to pick up from, except for the movies. And it's like, so all those books that George Lucas mentioned, they don't exist? You gotta understand, Miss Ridley, I respect you as an actress. I think you are a brilliant and talented actress. You did very well in the movies. I did not like Episode 8, mainly because it was laced with identity politics, the writing was not good, and the story did not make sense. Rian Johnson is a person who likes to subvert expectations. In my opinion, Star Wars is not a place to do that. You don't subvert expectations. Mark Hamill even went against Rian Johnson in saying this is not what Luke Skywalker is about. To the point where Mark Hamill has been all over Twitter, and he won't even call Episode 8 Luke Skywalker. He calls him Jake Skywalker. Now about your statement that people should be less vicious, yes, I will acknowledge there are a lot of toxic fans out there. I will acknowledge that some in my own community have been a little overzealous with their actions in critiquing The Last Jedi. And I also acknowledge that a lot of people harassed Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose Tico, because they didn't like her character. I wasn't a very big fan of Rose Tico's character either, but I will not bash the actress or actor who played the person simply because the character came across as something I didn't like. I believe Rose Tico was a very naive character. One that, in a rebellion or resistance, should not be at that level of naivete. But she was, and I also was not a fan of Haldo's character. Star Wars Episode 8 had a lot wrong with it. The cutting, the story, the acting. You did a good job in your acting. You were a very good actress. However, Admiral Holdo's character, you can literally see her going shoom in the cut where she shoots a guy and stuns him. The way that her character is portrayed as very abusive towards Poe, the way that she cut him down, that made me cringe because nobody should do that. I do not like the way that Akbar died off screen. I think that was very disrespectful to the character that has been loved for over 26 years. For over 36 years. Rather. That is, or 36, yeah. 83 was when he was introduced. I do not like the fact that in the throne room, the way that that fight was cut, the choreography was not very good. And those Praetorian guards, or whatever they're called, they were over swinging, like, what, and such. Where did the weapon behind, or that the one guy who split his weapon in two that fought your character, when he gets you in a hold, his weapon disappears. You literally see it disappear. That made no sense. These are constructive criticisms. And these are the criticisms that Rian Johnson received. And his response was calling people man babies, toxic fans, and in this year alone, he was literally telling people who gave these constructive criticisms in no uncertain terms to suck his dick. To give him oral, basically. Now, he didn't say, you can suck my dick. He said it in a way that you can criticize hashtag MUHD string of E's K. But it's not lost on anybody. We basically know what he was saying. Then somebody else, or him, I can't remember exactly who, it was either Pablo Hidalgo, who works for Lucasfilm, or it was Rian Johnson, who called fans who didn't like The Last Jedi, and I quote, cousin-humping basement dwellers. These are not things that Disney should have allowed. They should have said, you should apologize to these people. They are our fans. They are the people who give us money to provide them entertainment. And that is why people did not go back for a second viewing of The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi had over 150 million drop off in their second week. Yes, the movie made over $1 billion. I will acknowledge that. But just because a movie makes over $1 billion does not mean it is good. And as much as I have loved Star Wars since I was 2 years old, since I remember watching the original trilogy, growing up, getting the special edition, watching the prequels, loving the prequels, then getting into Clone Wars and other stuff, I looked at Episode 8 and I saw something that wasn't Star Wars. I looked at the production team, and I was seeing insults being thrown at fans because we had a problem with how this movie was done, how the characters were portrayed, how they were saying this trilogy was not made for you, for us. that is something that should never be said to a Star Wars fan when making a Star Wars property. So, Miss Ridley, I agree that you think that we should be less vicious, and I have never been vicious. I have said that his movie sucked, yes, but I don't believe that is vicious. Now, vicious to me is threatening the cast, saying that they're nothing but whores. The Raylos, who are all over Twitter with pornographic drawings of you and Adam Driver's characters. I understood those were the Raylo people harassed Adam Driver and his wife. Basically tried to get his wife to leave him to be with you. That is how obsessed they were. Some of them, not all of them. It is disgusting of some of the stuff that I am seeing on Twitter. So I agree with you that there are a lot of toxic fans out there. But none in my community, well, I can't say none because there are a few that have gotten a little overzealous, like I said. There are some who have, but for the most part, the fandom menace, the group or the community of YouTubers and such that I am a part of, we love Star Wars with such passion that we will say, or we will express when we feel something is not right with it. And Disney has not done a very good job at presenting Star Wars in a fashion that it is loved. The Last Jedi was a very divisive film. I am sorry that you had to be a part of it. I am sorry that it was Carrie Fisher's last movie. It breaks my heart that that was her last living movie. And I hope you grow from this experience. I hope your career flourishes. I hope your career goes in ways that you want to do things. I do, however, wish to impart a small piece of advice. Please do not engage in identity politics that Hollywood is pushing right now. I have done a video about the true evil of identity politics. If you wish to ever see this, if you see this video, go to that video as well. Because what I say in that video is from the heart, and I do believe that identity politics is tokenism, which is a very hateful practice, and a very divisive practice, and a very dehumanizing practice. So yes, Miss Ridley, I wish you the best of luck. I hear that you are not coming back to Star Wars after this Episode 9. I will give Episode 9 a fair shake. I am a movie reviewer. I give objective, subjective, and moviegoer reviews. And I will give Episode 9 a fair, objective review. That's all that most people can ask for. But I also will have my subjective opinion as well. So, Miss Ridley, with that in closing, I say may the Force be with you. Because it's going to, or it really needs to be with a lot of people. The world is a difficult place right now, and things hopefully will be better without identity politics and other such things that are poisoning Hollywood. So, to the rest of my followers who watched this video, that is the video. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Get the bell on if you're new, so you can stay up to date with any upcoming videos that I may have, and will definitely have. This has been Orange Hat Reviews, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.